And let me see if we're up. Is everything good? And we're up. There we go. Hey guys, welcome back to the DLC podcast, where we talk games, movies, and all things in between. I'm Isaac. Over there is Jacob.
How's it going, people?
Below me is GCJ. And look who's back. It's been a while. He's back. Back again. Brenna's back.
What's up, guys? It's good to be here.
Good to have you here, man.
Well, thank you for coming, Brent. Anyways, so just cut him out. Like,
close the door
on your way out.
All right. So first off, I just want to say, my PC is back to being 100. So I'm gonna get back to streaming, possibly tomorrow. So look out for that.
There we go.
Yep. And but yeah, no, let's just hop right in, right? As the title says, it's our favorite isekai. Now there's gonna be a lot of controversy, a lot of arguing because of my one choice, and I'm okay with that. Now, granted, I have multiple choices, but I'm purposely picking this one because Jacob said it will drive a thorn into Jeremiah's side.
Before we get there, this is slightly off topic, but I'm just curious. Whip, have you seen Full Metal Alchemist?
I have not seen Full Metal Alchemist.
All right, so that was Brent, guys. He is no longer invited here. And
so, anyways, Brent, yeah, please close the door on your way out. It was nice to have you. It's a good cast. Go
ahead.
Hey, I've got a lot to catch up on. I'm sorry.
Yes. It's a must watch. It's a definitely must watch.
The man apparently believes Goku can body Saitama, which obviously isn't true. So,
I'm just curious. What are y'all's favorite opening?
Yui.
Yeah. Like from both of them.
Yeah, they're both legit. They're both legit, dude.
But Yui's your favorite opening overall out of all the openings from Full Metal.
It's not called Yui. It's called Again. But yes.
Yeah,
that's the name of the artist.
Yeah, but yeah, that one.
Well, I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
Yeah, you talking about like I really like the part where it looked like she's dancing to the beat. That blonde-headed chick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite song?
No, that was not. She didn't dance to the beat.
No, it looked like it danced.
Taken from her, and it's Al's whole body, and then of course Ed gets his arm and leg taken away, but then she does like this. It's like, oh, we shouldn't get anything taken away until you figure out about her parents. Don't you ever disrespect that, sir.
I said it looked like she was dancing on their graves. I didn't say she was. I said it looked like.
Well, Isaac, thanks for coming. Please close the door on your way out. And
I'm just gonna turn you down. I'm just kidding.
What's your favorite thing? I'm just curious because the thought came to me when I was listening to like all the music this morning on the way to work. And I was like, there's a lot of good songs on that, but there's one I feel like is just the best.
Okay, well, yours is Rewrite.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Mine is, and I had to go look up the name. It's like, it's Golden Time Love.
That's a good one, too.
I love Golden Time Love. That one's just good.
All right, guys, that was a good side topic. Now let's get on to the main topic.
Let's go. Let's go on to the main topic.
So first up, I'm going to ask you guys.
By the way, an isekai, depending on which one you're watching. But I mean,
the movie was
his brother is in another world, so
yeah, the brother. I mean, yeah, but
by technicality, but the movie Conqueror Shambhala, exactly. Conqueror Shambhala literally forces itself into an isekai. It's like, okay, we're doing this.
Okay, so before we start, I want you guys to leave a comment on what you guys define as isekai or what your favorite isekai is. That doesn't want to get that out of the way. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so I have one, but I'm just gonna toss a couple names out there just so I just want to name these isekais because I watched them recently and I just want to give them some acknowledgement. So Devil Part-Timer is a good one. So if you guys want to watch that, that's a good isekai. Tokyo Revengers is a phenomenal isekai. So you know that's a phenomenal one. But my favorite one, and Jacob told me, like I said, just to piss off Jeremiah possibly, and maybe other anime nerds out there, but I'm gonna hold on to this. Bleach.
That's fair.
Oh, what?
It's not an isekai.
No, it is an isekai. It is an isekai.
I mean, you're trying to make a stretch here, but one of the things about an isekai is you're kind of forced into another world. Like, you don't really get the
Hey,
choice.
he's forced, bro. He has to save Orihime and Rukia. He's forced.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird.
Hey, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And also, okay. If they're by force, then the storekeeper, I forget his name. He was forced. Yeah, he was forced to the human world.
I mean, he had to run, and he chose to go there.
Was he forced? Was he forced?
No, he was not. No,
he
was not.
He was
could have
forced.
Stayed and taken his punishment. He made a decision, a conscious decision.
He was forced.
I would argue that Ichigo's actually a part of that world, but then Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy came out last year, and that definitely kind of makes that a moot point. So I'll give it to you. If you think Bleach is an isekai, go all for it. I mean, it's such a loose term.
I mean Ichigo is part isekai, so he gets isekai.
He has an isekai inside of him. Whenever he goes fights the Hollow, he isekais himself.
That's right.
Yeah,
jeez,
but
it makes so much sense.
That's the joke.
So is Naruto.
I guess I need to watch
the realm,
Bleach.
the God realm.
He does.
Yeah, Naruto's an isekai.
Dude, and you see, man. Tell you, these guys are everywhere. You just gotta look carefully.
All right.
But for me, it's Bleach. Because another thing I was mentioning was Digimon as an isekai.
I would say that's one.
Right. But the reason
Digimon is an isekai. Because they were forced there without.
My thing is, if Digimon isn't considered an isekai, then my pick wouldn't be an isekai. So.
Pokemon.
The heck.
Dang it! How'd you know?
But Monster Rancher was obviously an isekai, which was a fantastic show. But these are honorable mentions, of course. So you're going with Bleach as your number one, Isaac?
Yeah, man. Bleach. I love Bleach. I mean, for anyone that knows me, when it became the whole Naruto versus Bleach aspect going on, I lean towards Bleach wholeheartedly, easily. Because all in all, I know it's gonna be a lot topic, but all in all, Naruto wasn't as great. The only hype moment there really was the Chunin exams. Outside of that, it was good, but that was like the peak moment was the Chunin exams. Whereas Bleach has some good arcs to it, except the Basilisk or
Bounce.
The Bounce. Why do people hate the Bounce?
That one sucks.
It was good. It was good. Just don't consider it part of the.
No, it was it was garbage.
It's just it's on the side. It's like your side on your plate. Don't count it as the entree. If we take it away from the entree and just watch it as its own thing, it's actually really good.
You know
Jacob,
what?
peas suck whether they're with the food or without the food. Like
they're healthy. They're good for you.
All right, well, Jacob, thanks for coming. If you could please close the door on your way out, like.
Peas are good. I like peas.
They are good.
Put a little bit of butter on them. Delicious.
Right.
So the reason I like Bleach as my isekai is because most isekais focus on one world, right? For the most part. And whereas Bleach, you go to Soul Society, and then you have some aspects in the Hollow world, which I think that was kind of my favorite one of seeing.
Hueco Mundo.
Yeah,
Hueco Mundo. It's been a minute.
Los Noches.
So the fact there's different scenes, like different worlds, technically they can visit was pretty cool. Except I know there's people out there that'll say SAO has multiple different worlds. Well, that's garbage, so we don't consider that.
Hey, I like SAO. It's my favorite trash anime.
There's a door over there. You can just walk out that way.
I love that statement. Trash anime, because that's what it is. But hey, it was good. The first half was good.
Reading it, the light novel is fantastic. I will say that. And it's just there's a lot they do to kind of really develop that half dive to full dive technology with the V gear, R gear, and stuff like that, and everything that he goes through the underworld and everything like that. It's just it's great. I'm not a fan of what they did, of how quick it was, and whenever I found out why, I at least gave it justification. I honestly like the second half of Sword Art Online first season more than I liked the first one because hey, you can be that way all you want, but there was an actual effing storyline, Brent. Like literally, we didn't go floor 1, episode 1, floor 1, episode 2, floor 23, but he's been to floor 31, episode 3, floor 46, but the man could go higher than 53. It's like, wait, okay, so this man's just a god. Like he was like, oh, I'm struggling against this beast to 20 levels of stab. You know,
respect the harem origin. Okay, respect the harem origin.
No.
No. Are you saying Sword Art Online is a harem?
Sword Art Online is a harem disguised as an isekai.
Thank you.
Okay. You got his credibility
That's what I
back.
like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Britt, say it again loud and proud for my wife whenever she watches this eventually. Go ahead.
Sword Art Online is a harem anime disguised as an isekai. Like,
yes.
To give Sword Art Online slight benefit of the doubt, most isekais are harems disguised as isekai.
You know what, Brent? Now I don't mind if you leave the door open when you leave. I'm good with that. Okay,
but anyways, what I like about it, like what I also like is the fact that the arcs for like the Soul Society arc by itself was legit top tier because it's not only the fact that Ichigo learns his new abilities and Uryu and the whole, like, you literally every arc for the most part, the other episode, I felt like each other part of the crew somehow developed powers, right? So it kept things fresh, and what I liked is the fact that the captains are portrayed as these powerful, evil beings. And you see them, and you think Ichigo's gonna fight all of them because he's the hero of the story. But you get Chad going against what's that captain?
Shunsui.
Huh?
Shunsui,
yeah.
Chad went up against Shunsui.
And then he loses, but yet
Instantly, I might add. We watched this collab of build up, and he fights another Soul Reaper and stuff. It's like, oh cool, Chad's doing his thing. Go Chad! And then he fights Shunsui. Like, oh, this might be a little epic. I wonder what Shunsui can do. Oh god, that was like 3 seconds. That man literally drank half a thing of alcohol. And
then he offered to give him alcohol, and he's like, I'm underage.
A last drink, if you like. Do we have to do this? Can't we just? I love Shunsui. I could talk about Bleach all day. Yes. So the fact that they all got bodied. Was my favorite part of Bleach.
That's what I liked about it. Like, it was the fact that you go, like most animes, you feel like they go into a new world. Maybe they'll have a little trouble, but they'll always overcome easily. But then the next episode, but no, you see them get bodied. You see Ichigo, as soon as he gets there, he's getting bodied by these nobodies. Because they had issues going through they had a tiny arc just getting past the guardian of the gate.
Jidanbo.
So
getting past Jidanbo.
And then and then it just carries on where you're learning about the captains, right? And you realize they have their own personalities, their own abilities. Like, right off the bat, because at that time I was the same. Well, technically he was way older than me, but visually I was the same age as Captain Hitsugaya, so he became my favorite, especially with this whole thing with ice and whatnot. Jacob I remember Jacob watched it before me because he got a head start of watching it in sub, and he'll always tell me, I'm drawing. Jacob, what's your boy's name?
Kuchiki. Yeah, Byakuya Kuchiki.
Byakuya. He was like, bro, Byakuya. I remember Jacob kind of do his motion every now and then. Like, Jacob would grab a sword and do his motion. And I'm like,
leave! Everyone, leave!
And then Jacob always be like, bro, when you see that moment, it's gonna be sick, man. And then you see, and literally those little petals just shred everyone. So that arc alone, it blew me out of the water. And then you fast forward a bit to where you go with the Waco Mundo, and then you see Chad. Like, I always felt like my powers were more dark or whatever, more hollow based. And then when he gets there, he gets basically goes Super Saiyan and just starts going off against the Arrancar. And their build up, because the same with the captains, they had their own because you see the basic hollows, right? And then you start seeing more intelligent hollows and then it shows them like sitting at the table with their numbers, and Grim Zhao is a G.
Grim Zhao, like the disrespect in the throne room. Whenever he has on, he may heal him, like heal the arm, to heal this too. Wait, why are you healing your number? And he looks at like, oh, what was that? Former 6? It's like, oh, what a G. Who does that? And Aizen's just kind of like, all right, I'll bite.
Yeah,
let it happen.
So just to wrap it up, you know, that's my favorite Isekai. You know, just because those arcs, because most animes, and I don't know if you guys agree, most animes, when they have particular arcs that are good, it's hard for them to get to another arc that's equally as good or better. Like I said, Naruto is a phenomenal anime. Shippuden is phenomenal anime. But even with the Ninja War, it still wasn't as intense for me as the tuning exams. Because the thing I like about the tuning exams is, okay, the war, you expect people to die because it's a war. The tuning exams, these are kids getting sent to like the forest with all these giant creatures. And I'm like, oh yeah, so if you die, you die. And you think it's a bunch of BS. And then yeah, Gaara legit crushing people. And it was phenomenal.
It was definitely the sobering moment in Naruto, because before that, even with the village hidden in the mist stuff, you know, with freaking what's his name, Zabuza and all them.
Zabuza, yeah.
You know, there is that thought that, oh yeah, no, Zabuza will totally drop these kids, you know, but like the kids don't really take any damage, and they fight, they get stronger, and they fight with each other, blah blah.
At the same time,
Kakashi, was kind of like, oh crap.
The thing is with the mist, you had Kakashi there, so you always had that comfort of Kakashi is still there, and they already portrayed him as this BA ninja. The shooting exams is, you kids are by yourselves. Go in there by yourselves.
Hey, like you said, Gar's literally crushing people, and ain't nobody stopping this fight. It's like, oh, you're starting to realize these guys legit are ninja, and they are trying to be the best, and this is just part of the process.
Yeah.
But anyway, like that's a pull up.
Can I ask a question real quick? And this is going to sound like a super novice question, but I don't follow Naruto at all. What is the difference between Naruto and Naruto Shippuden?
Naruto is... Oh, you want to explain it?
Yeah, no. One has an emo kid who's just really pissed off, and some other kid who really wants him, but also wants the pink-haired chick. And they chase each other around with nice lighthearted music and a pretty stage. And then the other one has the same emo guy, but now with power, and a kind of more emo orange-haired kid who's now trying to fight through his indifference of liking pink-haired girl or black-haired guy. And it's just a love story between the two guys.
Okay,
really.
So the real answer is Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Shippuden is just 3 years after Naruto. It's 3 years after. So
yeah.
You go back to where they're teenagers now. Like where they were kids, now they're teenagers and more experienced.
And that's anime only, right?
No, that's manga too.
That's manga.
Is manga too.
That's why they brought in Boruto, because now they're like, now you see them as adults. But it's Boruto, and I don't care what anyone says, they made it better now. The anime sucks. But Jacob, what's your isekai?
All right, cool. So
we're just like still on a topic, and then anyways.
Mine shouldn't come. I mean, as I already said, it shouldn't come to no one's surprise. If you've seen our podcast in the past, when I was recording in my room, I had like a bunch of art dedicated to Dot Hack, and so that's my favorite isekai. That's the first, I would say, isekai that I feel I've seen.
You watched Digimon.
I know, but I didn't consider that an isekai.
You've seen Sailor Moon, and that's technically an isekai.
I never seen Sailor Moon.
Regardless, Digimon, though Jacob loves it, he likes Dot Hack more.
I do. Yeah. I love Dot Hack more. That's kind of what threw me into the isekai genre. Before I even knew what isekai was, I loved it. Before I knew what the title was. No.
Not even a little bit, dude.
Not even a little bit. No.
A little bit.
The reason I love this one is because of how much attention to detail they put, not only to the anime, but to the video games, the manga, and the novel. Like, to me, it's a full timeline. You got the anime that started it, but at the same time they release games that kind of come slightly before it, and to get the whole story, you can watch the DVDs that came with the game, and then after that you got some of the novels and manga to continue it. You go into Dot Hack Key of Twilight, and that touches up some things that you didn't know. And then after that, you got Dot Hack Roots, the anime, and then Roots continues it, ends at like a weird spot, like it doesn't give you closure. And to get closure, you gotta get the next 4 games.
Which, may I add, are re-released, and Jacob wants everyone to buy them that would never release the original 4.
Yes. Yeah. And so, to me, I love how much effort they put into the storyline and how much detail they put. The storyline can be a little convoluted on like what's going on, because it's kind of like all over the place at times. But that's why I say, like, read the novels that they release, because you get more details to it. There's also 2 other games, or 3 technically, that they released, but it's in Japan only, so I haven't played them. There's also a novel that they released that I haven't been able to get because it's Japan only, and it's technically, it takes one of the characters from Dot Hack Sign, and he ends up getting captured in the game, and you kind of get a like his story of what happened to him, because then he becomes the main character of Dot Hack Roots and GU. But to give you like just a synopsis of the storyline, pretty much these kids or these people are playing the biggest game, like the most famous game called The World. And in the game The World, you pretty much make a character. It's kind of like WoW. You kind of make a character. And everybody's trying to look for the Key of Twilight, which is like a myth. Like, does it exist? Is it real? Is it just part of the game? And one of the main characters ends up finding it, and they get locked inside the game. And as the story continues, more and more players are getting thrown into comas and locked in the game to where they cannot escape the game. And so the other main characters are pretty much fighting this virus thing that's pretty much capturing people in the game to release everybody.
Which is kind of cool, is because you fight the virus in the games.
Yeah, you fight the virus in the games. And then in Dot Hack Roots, you get a lot of glimpses of the first world, because in Dot Hack Roots, something happened to where the game data got corrupted, and so they had to pretty much throw away the game The World, and they made a new game with the remains of it called The World R2. And when they did, that virus still crept in, and you see a lot of similarities that tie to the first anime. And if you read and watch Dot Hack Twilight, you'll see a lot of similarities tied to that as well. So it's a lot. It's massive. It's going to take you a lot to like go through it all, but it is very, very well worth it.
I'll tell you how worth it was for Jacob. It was so worth it. He decided to go through an argument with his wife to play that game.
Yeah, so no. I started playing the game, right? This was back in college. This was years ago. And I finished it, but I was doing like a bonus stage. And the dungeon, like most dungeon, is just 3 levels. You get a special dungeon, it's probably 5 or 10. This dungeon was 100. And there was no save. Like, once you pass level 50, there's no save points. Uh-oh. And I was already at level 80 when his argument started. And I kept playing through the argument.
Gamers first, ladies and gentlemen. Gamers first.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Juicy J.
What's up, baby?
You're going last. All right, Brent. So what's yours?
Okay, so this is you guys have picked like these older classic animes. I'm still new to the world of anime, so a lot of the isekai that I watch, it's newer. But I'm gonna have to go with That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. For
Good choice. That's a great choice.
My favorite isekai. It's just it's not a blatant harem. It's just a laid back anime about a slime that gets way too overpowered for his own good, and it's fantastic. It's.
I mean, could it even be could it even be considered him since he's like not a man or a female? Like he's
that just means the anime can be a part of that harem, baby. Like
you're right. That's my bad. That's my bad.
Yeah,
we don't discriminate here.
Gender fluid means genders do it, baby. Like, let's do it. Let's go.
It's great just because I like to put it on. Sometimes I'll just put it on as background noise. I've watched it through probably like 3 or 4 times now. Just simply because it'll be background noise while I'm working or something. So I don't know if that qualifies as a watch, but it's got some great moments in it. Have you guys all watched it?
Yeah,
I watched half of it. I didn't finish it, but you can go ahead and like.
Yeah, I've watched it all. Tabby ate that stuff up like freaking cake batter.
When Rimuru becomes a demon lord, that's just like some crazy stuff. Like that second half of season 2, so good. I was gonna jokingly say jobless reincarnation just to kind of drive Jeremiah up the wall.
Don't you dare!
I mean, it is an isekai.
I've never seen it.
It is, and technically, it's one of the most unique stories you'll ever find. But part of that's because of the pedophilia.
Yeah, unique is a word. Yeah.
Wait, what's this called?
It's because of the sex crimes.
It's jobless reincarnation.
Mushika Tensei, do not watch that, Isaac.
Is that the same one? Is that the same one? Is that the same one you mentioned when I was talking about Choker Revengers and how he kissed his girlfriend back when he was a kid, but he was like a grown man?
Yeah, and I said they get worse. I mean, that one's about him pursuing a middle schooler. But they get younger apparently. So,
back to reincarnated as a slime. Yeah, it's just good fun. I love a good reincarnated story, and that one is my favorite.
Satsa, it's a good one. It's a great pick. I mean, I have no issues with that anime. It was fantastic.
I would say a good reincarnated anime, and this one is older as well, but it's a very popular one, especially back when it first released. It was like everywhere. Angel Beats.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
When that came out, we were trying. Yeah, it does. When that came out, we were trying to buy the DVDs, and that was like the most expensive thing.
I remember
to buy. Like that was so popular.
I remember back when Netflix was $7, they had it on there. Yes. Yeah. Why did I say the price? I'm throwing shade. I hope that Netflix goes bankrupt. Anyways, Angel Beats, that's a good one. So Juicy J.
Oh, it's my turn. That's good.
Oh.
Well, I had discussed a little bit of this, and Jacob, we discussed it, and I had said Log Horizon. Yeah, no, because I was like, hey, what's yours? Hey, and I told him, I was like, Log Horizon. But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, I love Log Horizon.
Well, Log Horizon is good.
Yeah, it's great. From the openings to the endings and to the storyline, it's fantastic. But there is one that has me on the edge of my seat, and it happened actually earlier when I got home, and I was like, I forgot this is on season 4. It's like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna be watching this in both like sub and dub, which I didn't do for Log Horizon because this story is fantastic, and that is Overlord. That is that anime. It has to be one of the grittiest and one of the most like unique stories out there.
So I've never seen
what's
it.
happening with him.
So I've never seen it, but when you say gritty, now I'm kind of interested.
Oh, it is. It's definitely got its dark moments, and this guy's I mean, so the premise, of course, is there was a game that was about to stop happening. Like the servers were being shut down. He was logged in. He was part
Wait,
of
it's
this,
another game anime?
It is. Well,
Yeah.
Sort of. So he's logged into the game. He's a part of what's known as Eins Ulgon, right? That was the name of their group. It was a group of, I believe, 13 people, 12 or 13 people. His name was Momonga. He was this demi-lich. They were all monstrous races. They made this awesome dungeon that other players could try to invade and beat, which no one could. It was called Nazarick. And so it's like, yeah, they were one of the bigger, most prominent guilds and good friends and stuff, but everybody stopped playing. And so the servers were shutting down at midnight. So he's like, I'm going to stay logged on until the server shut off. You know, he even kind of messed around, changed one of the avatars of, or one of the pawns that they could all create. He changed one's little attitude or whatever, messing around. Like, he's just like, whatever. He waits for it. He's the only one there. And it strikes midnight. And then it goes from going down, starts going up. He's like, huh, that's kind of weird. I thought there'd be more, but all of a sudden, all the pawns are moving independently. And they're like, Lord, my Lord, what do you want us to do? It's like, what do you mean? He tries to log out. He can't log out. He is now stuck in a demi-lich's body. And but he's like, okay, so are we in this world anymore? And he goes and looks out, and you can see it's the world, but then there's like a disconnect. But they're obviously in another world that does not have the same currency as the game, is completely different. So he has to hide his stuff away and pretty much learn about the world and figure out what he's going to do. All the while, though, he's a demi-lich, and he's got this thing pulling at him pretty much like his humanity, like, I shouldn't do that, he loses it throughout the thing, because his whole thing is, I mean, they're humans, they're not me. So I might as well, like, just do whatever I want with them. And he is a bamf, and his whole group is a bamf. It's a great isekai, and to be honest, when I came across that and I freaked out about it, that is
and
I've been seeing that pop up on my recommended, so I'm gonna have to check that out.
It's funny that you mentioned
Overlord.
It's funny that you mentioned it, because I was telling Brent, like I told you, GCJ, like Crunchyroll just plasters an anime recommendation in your face, and that's one of the ones that just gets in your face. And honestly, Funimation, respect to you, but Crunchyroll, they've been like, I opened the app and it was like, yo, watch Spy Family. What are you doing? I finished Spy Family. Yo, watch Tokyo Revengers. What are you doing?
Did you not know Overlord Season 4 is out, you idiot? And I'm just now calm it down, CR, you know?
Like, I thought it'd be hard for me to catch up with recent animes or recent-ish animes, but like Crunchyroll's like, nah, fam. You're paying for this? You're gonna watch this, which I appreciate.
I know that this is off topic, but I'm on Reddit a lot, and which is unfortunate. And people are just hating on Crunchyroll. People are hating on Crunchyroll, but Crunchyroll's on fire right now.
Yeah.
In my opinion, they're getting their shit together. They're getting their shit together. Okay. They're finally their user interface is starting to become organized, and like they're putting out really great anime all the time. I have like maybe at least one a day right now that I watch regularly, and I'm discovering new ones. Isaac's right. You don't get that. You didn't get that on Funimation. You didn't. Crunchyroll's amazing.
Okay, but Crunchyroll's been around for a while, and they do deserve the hate they get, because their user interface, their entire structuring, their servers and stability, they have been doing this since 2006, and we're still having these issues.
My thing is, they were doing this before they were making money. Now that they're making money, I expect better quality.
But they did what any business would be doing whenever they were trying to break in, when they were trying to cement themselves as a streaming service that was big. They grabbed every big thing they could and tried to do it legitly. Once they, of course, got hit for lawsuits and tried to do it right. High Dive, by extent, and we've talked about this, Brent. High Dive is doing the same thing. And High Dive had a lot of stability issues when Call of the Night and the second season of, what was that thing? Made in Abyss came out. And whenever that happened, it was down that whole weekend, which meant we couldn't finish Call of the Night whenever it first released. Brent was heartbroken. I mean, he cried every night, but I was there, and Casey was there. But serious. And I told you, and I stand by this, I'm going to tell you right now, the stability of their servers will not go up because they're going to do the same thing Crunchyroll did. They're instead going to focus all the money they just got on getting more big anime getting a bigger fan base that has no choice but to come to them and then work on it. And then we'll get the people like where you are right now, where we're like, no, they're working on it. But you've been abused for so many years. Now that they're showing some type of affection, you're just like, thanks, Dad. Can we play catch now? That's how I feel. Like, I feel they have a long way to go.
Well, I want to say one last thing. Jacob,
okay.
Juicy, Brent. For these isekai video game related animes, you need to think a movie for that. I feel like it's because of this movie those things exist. Shout out to Tron.
Wait, what's your question? Hang on.
Tron.
Shout out to Tron.
Tron, yeah, that would be. So we need to think of an isekai movie, a movie that would qualify as an isekai.
No.
He's pretty much saying without Tron, there would be none of this anime video game isekais.
Yeah,
that's fair. Tron.
I personally thought reboot. Reboot. I mean, pretty much was like isekais within the isekai. If you watched Beetlejuice back in the day, that's technically an isekai.
No, I said video game related. I said video game related.
He did say video game related. So, question to my guys here.
No,
would Dr. Stone be considered an isekai?
Yes.
Even though he's in the same world.
Yes.
Even though he's in the same world, he's like
it's a different world.
Future.
You know what?
Time travel counts. Time travel counts as an isekai. I mean,
that's why that's how Tokyo Revengers count as an isekai. That's what Brent too.
If we're gonna go by that logic, then fine. All right.
No. Yeah. So that's
hey, you know what?
Tokyo Revengers started an argument, and then it's like, well, if time travel's a part of it, then technically that did just happen.
Here we go. No, wait. Here we go. Jacob, this is your TikTok clip. You ready?
Okay.
Hey, TikTok people. Let's chat here. Have a question for you. Is Dr. Stone considered an isekai?
Whip's here too.
Oh yeah, and Whip. I forgot he was here. I'm just kidding. Hi, Whip. You know what? How about this? Hey, DLC guy. New clip, Jacob. Hey, guys. Let's chat. Whip, can you ask them the question of the day?
Is Dr. Stone qualified as an isekai?
I don't like question a day because that puts pressure. Like we're gonna ask more questions daily, and I'm too lazy for that.
No, it's just one time. Don't worry about it. Just take it.
Start over. Is Dr. Stone considered an isekai?
It's a good question.
Let us know.
I mean, honestly, I would say time travel is a stretch for an isekai.
Nah, because Tokyo Revengers is an isekai and it's about time travel.
I mean, my thing is, but that's what started the argument is time travel an isekai?
I could see it honestly. Like Isaac and I had a conversation prior to the beginning of the podcast, and he put forth Tokyo Revengers, and I sat and I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, sure. Like I can see an argument for that. So if we're gonna go by that logic, even I have no choice but to agree with my own words.
Can I explain why I believe it's a what? Okay, so
yeah.
Outside of the first episode, he never goes back to that same timeline. Never.
Mm-hmm.
So whether he's going back to his time, which he's changing, he's altering, which alters the future, it's not the same timeline, which makes it a different world, right?
I mean,
it's not like he could go back. It's not like he could go back home to the original timeline. That's gone now.
I feel like, and I've heard this argument before that with that isekai is just becoming this giant sandbox of an anime like category. Like, just throw this into and call it an isekai.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah. Tokyo Adventures did start that. That did start the big debate. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's like, okay, now it's just a sandbox.
I mean, but it already kind of was. Like, sometimes it was so for instance, it was a different dimension. Video games. It was different planets, depending on what you're watching and reading.
Fantasy realm.
Like Death March in a parallel universe. Death March is really good, but if you read it, you find out it's not actually a different world; it's a different planet. And it's like, what? And so it's like, and by that point,
Z is an isekai.
In its own right, yeah. Like, I mean, that's been argued before. But the biggest thing is, with Tokyo Revengers, he does go back into the past, changes it, and changes the world because of it, sure. But, I mean, what happens there? I mean, like, how do you do it? And it did come down to say it is an isekai based off that. Because it meant two things. He went to somewhere completely different than where he was, which was the past, than where he was. And he went there forcibly. And by those two, Dr. Stone is an isekai.
And I want to say one thing: if being
Get excited.
if being forced to another dimension or planet considered isekai, then so is Dragon Ball Z, because Goku died and he was forced to the underworld. So there we go.
I mean, he was forced to that planet, wasn't he? Because he had to leave.
Yeah, I mean, like all the Saiyans were sent off, and
Yeah.
He's from a different planet. Exactly. So all right, guys,
We're doing a deep dive in the rabbit hole of isekai.
yeah, we're not
like-
conspiracies, dude.
All right,
What's conspiracy
so-
theory? You know?
Right? Hey, that could be a thing. But anyways, I think that wraps up this conversation. So before we go off, where can people find you? And can you tell them about your big plan?
Yeah.
Oh yes. So okay. So first of all, this coming Saturday, I don't know, what is that? The 23rd? Yeah, Saturday the 23rd. I'm going to be joined by these fine gentlemen, along with my good friend Casey, who is my co-host over on the Work in Progress After Dark podcast.
Link in bio.
And we're going to be doing around, I believe, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which would be 9:30 for you guys. We're going to be doing a pre 33rd birthday podcast celebration bash for me. Because I'm a narcissist that way, and we're gonna sit and we're gonna have a chaotic discussion about whatever we feel like, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time. All of you fine watchers of Do Let's Chat, I hope that you can join us.
Link
And you can find me at Work in Progress on YouTube, whip_media_slow on Instagram, and that's about it. Yeah.
Okay, and then
Perfect.
for you audio listeners or VOD watchers, Juice and Jay and I had a podcast last week talking about the Thor Love and Thunder movie review, so check that out. What else is there? So you can find us. So you can find posts when we go live at our Instagram at Do Let's Chat. Jacob posts stuff on TikTok at Do Let's Chat. And you'll know when I go live because I post that on Twitter on Do Let's Chat. Also, if you're new here and you stumble upon here and not subscribed, please do ring the notification bell. That way you know when we go live. And Juicy J is in possession of a gaming laptop, so he may start making content alongside me.
It's time to break in. It's time to play Katamari Damacy reroll, baby. Let's go.
So we have some ideas, so hopefully those will come to fruition. Like I said, we're going, for the most part, I think we're going back to the weekly podcast and not the bi-weekly no more. But Jacob could do might be bi-weekly still. Are you still bi-weekly?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jacob's still bi-weekly.
Yeah, do you still have a family?
Yeah, do you still have a family?
I do.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the reason, and just to clarify, the reason we're going back to that is because we're going back to the old format that I was accustomed to, which was it'll be a good time. And Juicy J brought up the topic of bringing back, for those of you who don't know this, back in the day we had this thing called patch updates. But Juicy J is going to tweak it a bit, so we'll see how he handles that. But we look forward to that, But I don't think I missed anything, boys. I missed anything? Oh,
nope.
Next week's topic. Dogma. I've never watched Dogma, and we're going to do a review on that. So look forward to that.
Yes.
And
I don't mean to invite myself, but can I join in on that? Dogma's like one of my favorite movies.
And Whip's gonna be there, so look forward to that.
Hey, it's not narcissism. If you're beautiful, baby, then it's just natural.
Exactly.
That is one of my favorite movies. I love Dogma.
Yeah,
it's great. It's great.
Did you watch Black Phone yet?
No, not yet, because we weren't talking about it, and so I decided to be lazy and totally disappoint you, Dad.
Okay, I'll just do a movie review on that because that movie deserves to be watched by everyone and anyone because it is.
I do still plan to. You tell me when you wanted that review, and I got you, boo.
Sounds good. Sounds good. We'll figure that out. But anyways, catch you guys next time. Later.